From the Giant Pickle in Tucson, we're here at Cactus Bowl for the title match of today's JBT event. Interesting story here is we got Andrew Dorsey going up against Kristen Lee. These two made fast friends up at Cliff Castle a couple months ago as Kristen won that event and Andrew finished third. So Andrew's been waiting for his shot at revenge against Ms. Lee, and they've been jawing back and forth at each other, but still giving high tens. A little bit of friendly trash talk never hurt anybody, and Kristen can hold her own in that department. Fear not, as she looks for her second title in a couple months. Yeah. The fiercest backup ball on tour. It's a right-handed delivery, but she comes out of it with a sort of left-handed clockwise twist, so she kind of bowls on the left side of the lane, even though she's a righty. Ran away with this tournament in the semifinals today, qualified at plus 54, which was pretty good today actually, but then shot 500 scratch for her first two games in the semifinals to take over the event. She's desperately shoving that ball to the right with her body language, and lucky to get the 7-pin out of there and only leave that 3-9. So went from plus 54 to plus 216 in only 3 games. That's a good way to lead a tournament.
You can tell him.
Cliff Castle was her first win of her career, so she was a longtime veteran that hadn't had a win.
Back into the playroom, please.
And
back into the playroom.
Broke through for that win and would love to make it 2 in a row to make an early Bowler of the Year statement here in the Arizona Conference Handicap. Andrew been having a fine start to the season as well. He's bowled every tournament, had a couple top 5s at Cliff Castle. Had to deal with the old average adjustment at Peoria, and here he is back in the top 5 again today. Yeah. The no-thumber scatters him up there in the second frame. Qualified after 5 at plus 69 today on the tricky 2011 U.S. Nationals pattern. And was struggling a little bit in the semifinals until a big 252 scratch game got him right back in there, qualified second. Not exactly wasting any time. That's not his game. He gets up there and chucks that ball down there and chucks it right in the 1-3 pocket again for a very nice double. He's also giving the handicap, but it's only 2 pins. Andrew's got to beat Kristen by 2 to tie and 3 to win. Watch that left-handed drift. Yeah, right back at you. So in a pattern that yielded a 50-down cut roughly for both divisions, so pretty low scoring overall. Both of these bowlers making it look easy right now. There's some out of bounds to the left. So if you swing the ball, you really can't swing the whole lane. So the bowlers with hand rotation, like Andrew has, are going to be migrating further and further left, and they've sort of dried out the track area and made a sort of little wall shot. Kristen, the same rules don't apply with that super smooth backup ball, and it is really game on between these two right now. Is this the handicap of the scratch title match? My goodness. Strike spare double for Lee. What does Dorsey have in the 4th on his double? Oh, he has trouble is what he has. Zoiks. 4, 6, 7. Well, chances are you're not going to make this split even all with this power. The important thing here is to get those 2 pins to count. You just never know how these matches are going to turn out. Instead, I don't know what he was doing right there, to be honest. I think he got a little bit fancy and saw Kristen's backup ball. Kristen applauds heartily that attempt to throw a backup shot. Well, hopefully for him, those 2 pins won't come back to haunt him, but he was on a double there. So when you go 7 out instead of 7-2, that costs you 6 pins on the scoreboard right there. We'll have to make up for it here in the second half of the game. Being a little light this time. The advantage to going as fast as Andrew does, that if he's on a roll, you can just string strike after strike, and before your opponent knows what hit you, he's already blown you out of the water. The disadvantage is if he gets a little bit lost, the game can go by a little too quickly for him. He had a brilliant start last game. He shot 266 with his handicap and had the front 7 strikes. So he can string them, beating Dominic Luna in that match. Luna beat Stan Bunce by 3 pins the game before, and Luna also won round 1 over KJ Martinez. That's where we are in the previous handicap finals. And look at Lee. These aren't just strikes, these are dead pocket crunch 10 in the pit strikes. Gives her a 3-bagger, and she's out to a pretty good sized lead now. KJ with that top 5, by the way, takes the lead over from Stephen Acuff for the most handicap division top 5s ever. I believe that's 27 now. Him and Stephen are going to be in a real nice race all season long in the handicap division for that. Oh my goodness. A solid 4-bagger. And a little less hearty high five from Andrew that time. I don't think you like that as much. There is a bowler in Tucson named Kenny Hosp, who has been a brilliant bowler in Tucson for a number of decades at this point. And he actually bowls really, really similar to Kristen, except he can do it from either side. He can do the backup bowl just like that when he thinks the shot's better on the left. The left is usually pretty good here at Cactus. And then he can do like literally a mirror image of it on the right. And I've seen him string all night long many times, and bowls a lot like the way Kristen's playing the lanes right now. And that is a high praise to Kristen, and when Kristen's striking that often, it's praise to Kenny as well. Hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him in a long time. Strike in the 6th for Dorsey and does cover up the 4-pin in the 7th. He's got 111 through 6. Kristen already in a 220 pace. Kristen going for the bun hair look today. Usually she's got a ponytail that starts here and goes down to about there, but today it's all bunned up, and I agree with her move. A little farther right there. Oh, and she's got hold too, as that ball was 3 or 4 boards right off her hand than her last shot, and it just sat right in the pocket, make it a 5-bagger. This could be the fastest title match ever bowled. We are only 6 minutes into this, and we are in the 8th frame already. Strikes don't hurt, for that matter. Looking for win number 2. She's trying to lay it right there around the 3-4 board. Oh, wow! Make it a 6-pack! Nut, 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 nut. Riley's even looking over here saying, I'm glad I don't have to bowl the winner of this game, because they are killing it. Well, Andrew put the hurt on Dominic the last game, running the front 7 strike before being stopped, and Kristen sort of turning the tables on him right now.
I think she's got it.
There's nothing she can do, nothing he can do about it. Yeah, this match is, barring catastrophe, over. And with that, it just about is. You know, it is so hard to win these tournaments out on tour. There's so many good bowlers. You got to have a great day, and you got to get a little lucky, and just have everything go your way. And Kristen bowled with us for many, many years, getting really, really close to a win and not breaking through. And sometimes you wonder if you're ever going to break through. She did back in September, like we talked about, and now she's going to. Sometimes you break the ice, and the wins come in bunches, and it's going to be 2 within the span of 3 months for Lee. For Andrew, he's newer to the tour overall. Even though he's bowled with us for many, many years, he doesn't bowl as regularly as Kristen has. And listen, the wins aren't there quite yet, but he's got 3 top 5s already this season, and that's pretty darn impressive. The string ends at Lee at 6, but she's already got 214 if she doesn't knock another pin down, so it's all just how high she can go. Switches to the plastic ball, a little mini backup shot, covers it up there. That's going to be a win, and I don't know what that was, but we got it on tape. The Dorsey-Lee rivalry continues. We'll see what happens next. Is Andrew Ozer 1, Andrew Ozer 2 now.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, solid 8, too much ball. Kristen Lee is your champ here. See the scratch division title match, make sure to watch that one as well. 2-time champ. 7 titles for the Lee family. Great job.